5,000 years. That's roughly how long Stonehenge has stood on Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire, England. A monument of massive stones arranged in a circle against a backdrop of rolling hills. It's a postcard image, instantly recognizable, a symbol of ancient Britain and the mysteries of the past. But what most people don't realize is that Stonehenge isn't just a pretty picture. It's a puzzle. A profound, enduring puzzle that has captivated historians, archaeologists, and frankly, anyone with even a passing interest in the unexplained for centuries. And the questions are endless. Who built it? How did they do it? What was its purpose? Was it a temple, an astronomical observatory, a burial ground, or something far more unbelievable? Imagine for a moment the world in which Stonehenge was conceived. No metal tools, no wheels, no written language, just the ingenuity and raw manpower of Neolithic people, driven by something we can only guess at. These weren't kings or emperors with vast armies at their disposal. These were farming communities, scratching a living from the land, yet somehow they managed to move stones weighing up to 50 tons from miles away and erect them with pinpoint precision. How? The sheer scale of the undertaking is mind-boggling. The larger sarsen stones, which form the outer circle and the inner trilithons, came from the Marlborough Downs, about 20 miles to the north. The smaller bluestones, however, presented an even greater challenge. These were transported all the way from the Preseli Hills in Wales, over 150 miles away. That's right, from Wales. Imagine dragging multi-ton stones across mountains, forests, and rivers, all without the benefit of modern technology. It's like something out of a fantasy novel. And once they arrived at the site, how were these massive stones lifted into place? The tallest stones stand over 20 feet high. How did they get those horizontal lintel stones perfectly balanced on top? Theories abound, involving ramps, levers, and incredibly coordinated teamwork. But the truth is, no one knows for sure. We can only speculate based on archaeological evidence and our understanding of ancient engineering techniques. But even more compelling than the how is the why. What motivated these people to undertake such a monumental project? What was the purpose of Stonehenge? Throughout history, theories have ranged from the practical to the fantastical. For centuries, it was believed that Stonehenge was built by the Druids, the Celtic priests who were known for their rituals and reverence for nature. This theory gained popularity in the 17th and 18th centuries, fueled by romantic notions of ancient Britain and the mystical powers of the Druids. But archaeological evidence later revealed that Stonehenge was built long before the Druids even existed, debunking this long-held belief. Then there were those who believed that Stonehenge was an astronomical observatory, a sophisticated calendar used to track the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. This theory is supported by the fact that certain stones align perfectly with the solstices, marking the longest and shortest days of the year. Was Stonehenge a giant clock, used to regulate the agricultural cycle and mark important religious festivals? Others have suggested that Stonehenge was a burial ground, a sacred place where the dead were laid to rest. Excavations have revealed numerous human remains buried within the monument, suggesting that it may have served as a cemetery for elite members of society. Was Stonehenge a place of death and remembrance, a link between the living and the dead? And of course, there are the more outlandish theories. Some believe that Stonehenge was built by aliens, a landing site for extraterrestrial visitors who came to Earth thousands of years ago. Others claim that it's a portal to another dimension, a gateway to a parallel universe. While these theories may seem far-fetched, they speak to the enduring mystery of Stonehenge and its ability to inspire our imaginations. Throughout the centuries, Stonehenge has been attributed to giants, wizards, and even the legendary King Arthur. Geoffrey of Monmouth, in his 12th century History of the Kings of Britain, claimed that Stonehenge was originally built in Ireland by giants and then transported to England by the wizard Merlin, using his magical powers. While this story is clearly a myth, it reflects the enduring fascination with Stonehenge and its perceived connection to the supernatural. Even today, Stonehenge continues to be a source of wonder and speculation. Modern Druids and pagans gather at the site during the solstices to celebrate their connection to nature and the ancient past. Tourists from around the world flock to Stonehenge to marvel at its size and mystery. And scientists continue to study the monument, hopping to unlock its secrets and uncover new clues about the people who built it. But despite all the research and investigation, the true purpose of Stonehenge remains elusive. Was it a temple, an observatory, a cemetery, or something else entirely? Perhaps the answer lies in a combination of factors, a complex interplay of religion, astronomy, and social organization. Or perhaps the answer is something we haven't even considered yet. The beauty of Stonehenge is that it invites us to ask questions, to speculate, and to imagine. It challenges us to think about the past in new and creative ways, and to consider the possibilities of what ancient civilizations were capable of. It reminds us that there are still mysteries in the world, waiting to be solved. So, as we delve deeper into the story of Stonehenge, let's keep an open mind and be prepared for the unexpected. Because as we're about to discover, the truth about Stonehenge is far more unbelievable than you might think. All right, buckle up, history detectives, because we're about to dive deep into the nuts and bolts, or rather the bluestones and sarsens of Stonehenge's construction. Forget the magic and the myths for a moment. Let's talk about the sheer, mind-boggling logistical feat of building this thing. Who were the masterminds, the laborers, the engineers who pulled this off thousands of years ago? And how did they actually do it? We know Stonehenge wasn't built overnight. This was a project that unfolded over centuries, a testament to the enduring vision, or perhaps shifting priorities of multiple generations. The story starts around 3100 BC with those early Neolithic folks we talked about in the last section. These weren't master builders armed with complex engineering knowledge. They were farmers, herders, people living off the land. Yet they initiated this monumental undertaking. They began by carving out that circular ditch and bank, the very first stage of Stonehenge. Think about the tools they had: deer antler picks, stone axes, and a whole lot of manpower. This wasn't just digging a hole, it was defining a sacred space, setting the stage for everything that would follow. Next came the Aubrey holes, those 56 mysterious pits arranged in a perfect circle within the enclosure. What were they for? Well, the jury's still out, but theories abound. Some suggest they held timber posts, creating a kind of wood henge. Others believe they served as markers for astronomical observations, perhaps tracking lunar cycles. Still others propose they were used for burials, holding the cremated remains of important individuals. Regardless, the Aubrey holes demonstrate a clear understanding of geometry and a dedication to precise planning. And remember, all this was achieved without metal tools, without written plans, without even the wheel. It's an astounding display of ingenuity and collective effort. But Stonehenge really took on its iconic form centuries later, around 2500 BC. This is when things get really interesting, because it's when the bluestones arrive. Now, we touched on the bluestone mystery in the reference script, but let's recap. These aren't local stones. They come from the Preseli Hills in Wales, over 200 miles away. That's like hauling tons of rock from New York City to Boston, only without highways, trucks, or even a decent map. So how did they do it? The most widely accepted theory involves a combination of overland and water transport. Picture this: teams of people using wooden sledges and rollers to drag the stones across the rugged Welsh landscape. They would have had to clear forests, build ramps, and navigate treacherous terrain. It would have been an incredibly slow, arduous process, requiring immense coordination and stamina. Some archaeologists believe they may have used ropes made from plant fibers or animal hides to pull the stones, while others suggest they greased the rollers with animal fat to reduce friction. It's brute force engineering at its finest. Then, once they reached the coast, the stones may have been loaded onto rafts or boats and floated along the Bristol Channel and up the River Avon, getting them closer to Salisbury Plain. Think of the logistical challenges involved in this sea journey. They would have had to build seaworthy vessels, navigate strong currents, and protect the stones from damage. It's a testament to their seafaring skills and their unwavering commitment to the project. But the bluestones are just the appetizer. The main course is the sarsen stones. These behemoths, weighing up to 40 tons each, were quarried from the Marlborough Downs, about 25 miles north of Stonehenge. Now, 25 miles might not sound like much, but imagine moving something the size of a double-decker bus across rolling hills and valleys, using only manpower and primitive tools. This is where the real engineering genius comes into play. The prevailing theory is that the Sarsens were transported on wooden sledges, pulled by teams of hundreds of people. The sledges may have been placed on rollers made from tree trunks to reduce friction. As the sledge moved forward, workers would have had to constantly move the rollers from the back to the front, creating a continuous rolling platform. This would have required incredible coordination and a deep understanding of physics. But the really tricky part was raising the stones into position. How did they get those massive lintels, the horizontal stones that sit atop the standing stones, into place? Archaeologists believe they built earthen ramps against the standing stones. Then they used ropes and levers to inch the lintels up the ramps slowly but surely until they reached the top. Once in position, they carefully lowered the lintels onto the standing stones, ensuring a perfect fit. It's a delicate balancing act, requiring precision and patience. Now, who were these people who orchestrated this incredible feat of engineering? The answer, it turns out, is complex. Recent DNA analysis has shed new light on the communities involved in building Stonehenge. It suggests that the builders weren't a homogeneous group, but rather a diverse population with roots in different parts of Europe. One particularly fascinating discovery is the presence of genetic markers associated with people from Anatolia, modern-day Turkey. These individuals may have migrated to Britain thousands of years ago, bringing with them new farming techniques and building skills. Their arrival likely sparked a cultural exchange, leading to the adoption of new technologies and the creation of a more complex society. The DNA evidence also suggests that there was a significant degree of social stratification within the Stonehenge community. Some individuals were buried with elaborate grave goods, indicating their high status, while others were buried in simpler graves. This suggests that there was a hierarchy within the community, with some individuals wielding more power and influence than others. But the most important takeaway is that Stonehenge was a collaborative effort, a project that brought together people from different backgrounds and different social classes. It was a testament to the power of collective action, a demonstration of what humans can achieve when they work together towards a common goal. So next time you look at Stonehenge, don't just see a pile of rocks. See a monument to human ingenuity, a testament to the power of collaboration, and a reminder that even the most daunting challenges can be overcome with enough determination and a little bit of elbow grease. And remember, this wasn't just about moving stones. It was about building a community, creating a shared identity, and leaving a lasting legacy for generations to come. So we know who built Stonehenge, or at least a good portion of who contributed to its construction over centuries. But what about why? What grand purpose did this monument serve? Was it merely a giant calendar, a celestial observatory, or something far more unbelievable? Buckle up, because we're about to dive into the fascinating, and sometimes far-fetched, theories surrounding Stonehenge's true purpose. Let's start with the most widely accepted and scientifically supported explanation: Stonehenge as an astronomical observatory and calendar. For centuries, people have noticed the striking alignments of Stonehenge with key solar and lunar events. The most famous of these is, of course, the summer solstice. On this day, the sun rises directly over the heel stone, casting a beam of light that pierces the heart of the monument. Similarly, during the winter solstice, the setting sun aligns perfectly with the central altar and trilithons. These aren't mere coincidences. The precision of these alignments suggests a deep understanding of celestial mechanics by the builders. They weren't just casually arranging stones. They were meticulously tracking the movements of the sun and moon. But why? Well, for an agrarian society, understanding the seasons was crucial for survival. Knowing when to plant crops and when to harvest was essential for ensuring a reliable food supply. Stonehenge, therefore, could have served as a giant Stone Age calendar, helping these early farmers predict the changing seasons and plan their agricultural activities accordingly. The astronomical theory goes even deeper. Some researchers believe that Stonehenge wasn't just tracking the solstices. It was also used to predict eclipses. The Aubrey holes, those 56 mysterious pits that circle the monument, may have played a crucial role in this. It's been suggested that they were used to track the lunar cycle and predict when eclipses would occur. Imagine that, Stonehenge as an ancient analog computer, capable of predicting celestial events with remarkable accuracy. Now, while the astronomical theory is compelling, it doesn't fully explain everything about Stonehenge. What about those human remains that have been discovered at the site? Excavations have revealed that Stonehenge was also used as a burial ground, with cremated remains dating back to the very beginning of its construction. These weren't just random burials either. They were deliberately placed within the Aubrey holes and in close proximity to specific stones, suggesting a ritualistic significance. This leads to another prominent theory: Stonehenge as a sacred burial ground and memorial site. Perhaps Stonehenge was a place where the elite members of Neolithic society were laid to rest, their ashes carefully placed within this sacred circle. The monument may have served as a permanent memorial, honoring the deceased and connecting them to the celestial cycles. The act of burying the dead within Stonehenge could have been seen as a way of ensuring their continued connection to the land and to the cosmos. But the purpose of Stonehenge might have been even broader than that. Some theories propose that it was a center for ritual and ceremony, a place where people gathered to celebrate important events and reaffirm their connection to the community and the spiritual world. The avenue leading into Stonehenge, with its carefully aligned stones, certainly suggests a processional route, perhaps used for ceremonial processions and rituals. It's not hard to imagine people gathering at Stonehenge to celebrate the solstices, to honor their ancestors, and to perform rituals that were vital to their way of life. The monument could have served as a focal point for community identity, a place where people came together to share their beliefs and traditions. Of course, not all theories about Stonehenge's purpose are based on scientific evidence and archaeological findings. Over the centuries, many more outlandish and speculative ideas have emerged, ranging from the intriguing to the downright bizarre. Some believe that Stonehenge was a healing site, a place where people came to be cured of their ailments by the monument's supposed mystical energies. Others suggest that it was a sound chamber, designed to amplify specific frequencies that could induce altered states of consciousness. And then there are the theories that veer into the realm of the paranormal. Some believe that Stonehenge is a portal to other dimensions, a gateway to another world. Perhaps it's a place where the veil between our reality and another is thin, allowing for contact with spirits or even extraterrestrial beings. Ah yes, the alien theories. No discussion about Stonehenge would be complete without mentioning the idea that it was built by extraterrestrials. According to this theory, aliens visited Earth thousands of years ago and used their advanced technology to construct Stonehenge as a navigational beacon or some other purpose beyond our comprehension. While there's no credible evidence to support this, the alien theory remains a popular and enduring part of the Stonehenge mythos. Now, it's easy to dismiss these more unconventional theories as pure fantasy. But even if they're not scientifically provable, they do tell us something about the enduring power of Stonehenge and its ability to inspire wonder and speculation. The fact that people are still coming up with new theories about its purpose, thousands of years after it was built, speaks to its enduring mystery. So what's the most plausible explanation for Stonehenge's purpose? The truth is, there's no single definitive answer. It's likely that Stonehenge served multiple purposes over its long history, evolving from a simple ceremonial site to a complex astronomical observatory and burial ground. The astronomical alignments, the human remains, the ceremonial avenues, they all point to a monument that was deeply connected to the cycles of nature, the ancestors, and the spiritual beliefs of the people who built it. While we may never fully unravel all of its secrets, Stonehenge remains a powerful reminder of the ingenuity, the spirituality, and the enduring mystery of the ancient world.